Greetings, members of the Goosnav Militia. This is Goosnav, and wanted to make an address to all of you regarding the current state of the militia and how we can solve this problem. Now, in the past, I haven't been very present in the militia, and initially this is because there are far too many things I need to take care of on my page and in my life, and it's extremely difficult to kind of balance everything out. But I think that right now I need to make a change, and I'm gonna probably be more present in the militia. Now, the problems I see come from few different inherent flaws in the militia as of now. The first one is that I believe the militia isn't quite self-sufficient. It doesn't have an inherent purpose that it's driving for, that will work regardless of anyone controlling it or providing outside stimulus for the militia. Now, what I've seen the militia doing in the past is basically having someone control it, saying we need to raid this group, that group, and those have been very exciting, they've been fun to do. However, I don't think that the militia can continue on with that alone as its foundation. I think that you need to have multiple different things that it does. It needs to be a multifaceted militia. Now, what can the militia do to be self-sufficient? I think that, number one, I think that the militia should be a support center. Any Snav who's going through trouble, who has an issue in their life that they need help with, if they just need someone to talk to, I think that we should be there, and we should be talking to them if they have that problem, and just helping them sort things out in their lives and things like that. And then if you guys have any like bigger issues, bigger concerns, you can bring it up to me, and I could help you out with that, or we could use my the followers I have to like transmit different ideas you could have, or different things that like let's say one of you Snavs has needs money for like an operation or something like that. You can just we can create like a GoFundMe or something like that, and then we could see how much we could raise using the entire militia. Like that, doing good works like that, that's something we could do. And actually, I remember like a month or so back, one of the ideas we had was creating videos of us like doing good works in the community, like picking up trash, like helping out the homeless, doing things that are actually helpful. So like we have a sizable amount of people in the militia, and if we start helping other people out, we can have like a good impact. Now the next thing we could do is we could basically like one of the things I think that the Snavs could do is they either repost propaganda or they make propaganda. And if we have like a lot of propaganda being made, the presence of the militia could be pretty high, and you could have you could have a large presence of the militia, and you can also then it'd probably be fun to do, because you're thinking about new ways to make propaganda, like what to do. And I've seen a ton of like really funny propaganda pieces, really creative ones. And like if you're interested in making that, then I think that that's one of the purposes we could do. Just make it a bigger thing. And another thing we could do is like individual divisions in the militia. They could hold like propaganda, what do you call it, contests. And then the winner of that contest, you could just bring it up to me or something like that, and say, oh, he's the winner, like shout him out. Or we could have like individual divisions competing to see who can make the best propaganda. And the next one is meme experimentation. So basically, what we can do is you can have like individual accounts, like thinking about different types of memes, different ways you can make memes, and just like making memes. Like it doesn't have to be good, doesn't have to be bad. You could just like see where it goes. Experiment with different ideas about memes, and then if you have like a few dozen people doing that, then you're probably gonna start like a new meme or something along those lines, because like you just start creating new things. Eventually, you're gonna hit something. It's like the monkey typewriter story. Like you just keep typing in random letters, and then eventually you'll find something. So, meme experimentation. The next one, this is more of like more of an interesting thing like you can do while exploring Instagram. I think number one, it's called like account searching, and basically you look for number one. You could look for accounts to raid, but you could look for a different one. You could look for like the weirdest accounts out there, like accounts that are shit posts in and of themselves, and they're just weird accounts. You don't know what the hell they are. Like here's one way you could do it. You could like look up an area. Let's say like a really remote area, like somewhere in Africa, and then you find a city there. And then you look at some of the accounts that posted there, and if one of the posts is like really weird, you go to that account, and they might be like a really strange account. And if you have these accounts, you just send them to the militia, you send them to other people, and then I don't know. We could just, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Not just weird accounts, but like interesting accounts too could work. The next one is like. This is more like for you guys, for some of you guys who are more interested in like philosophy, politics, like interesting things. What we can do is we could spread ideas on our stories, spread ideas via posts, and like encourage political debate, and just encourage people to like talk about different things that are affecting the world right now, like. Instead of just like looking at an event and saying, "Oh, well, that happened, doesn't really matter," you could say, "Well, what are the actual ramifications of this happening?" Like, or we could say like, or you can have like discussions about like what society is the best version of society, and different things like that. Like if you can make like small hubs within the militia that are like just political spheres of discussion and like spreading ideas, that could be something that could be successful. Now. The next one is, well, that's a different one. But finally, I think that accounts like this I think this should have been going on from the get-go. And a lot of you guys have been doing this. But I think we should really focus on making individual Snav accounts, like just self-sufficient meme pages, pages that like you just follow a bunch of accounts, repost some of their memes, and like just keep doing that, and try and make it like a big meme page by yourself. Like in 2015, 2016, like most of the meme pages, their ending was like .v2, v3, v4, and like every account was like that. A lot of them they didn't even get deleted; they just put v2, v3, v4, and I think that. The ending Snav could just be like that for a different cause. Like you just have a meme page, instead of ending it in like V2 or V3, you just end it in Snav. And plus you're gonna be like connected to like this entire network of people. You're gonna know, like it's gonna be very interesting. And plus, like you're gonna have like if you like I'm personally, if you make an OC and you're a Snav, I'm gonna be more likely to repost that. Or if you just make something that's like interesting or like attached to the lore, I'm gonna be more likely to repost that as opposed to like just any other page on Instagram. So there's that. Now I think now the things that we shouldn't be doing. I think that manually rating people, like having like things where you really need some manual effort to like manipulate and try and do, that doesn't really, I don't think that's a good long-term solution, because some people, they might get tired of the militia, they might say, okay, I want to leave. Some people might just not, like, they might not be enthusiastic about it. Some people might be too power hungry when they're up there, and they, like, having people manually lead it doesn't really work out well, in my opinion. Plus, it's too much effort, and the lower effort, the more sustainable method we find, the better. Now, instead of that, like, we could do something where, to propose a raid, one person suggests it, and then more people, like, think about, okay, let's do it, and then y'all come to a consensus, and then you just start posting. Like, I'm not sure about how you've done, like, recent raids. I think they've been pretty successful, but that's just an idea I've had. Now, why should you join the militia? Now, something that I don't want you guys to do, or I don't want you guys to join the militia for, is I don't want it to be about, like, my account or me or anything like that. It should be like there's a community in and of itself. Like, you shouldn't be like, oh, we're doing this because, like, Goosnav is great and whatever. That's not a good idea. I think that how you guys should see me isn't some big leader of the militia. It's rather like okay, here's an analogy. So, let's say you have a long train, and you have a bunch of these, it's a pretty long one, so there's, like, a bunch of cars that are like engines on the train. And, like, my account is like a really strong engine. And the reason is because it has a lot of followers, and being in the militia, you have access to those large amount of followers. So if you need to really do something like that, if you need to have access to that, then being in the militia will help you do that. Also, you're connected. You're part of a community, and this community, I'm assuming is kind of like part of, like, the lore that I'm trying to create on my accounts. I guess the ideas that my accounts are bringing forward, the themes that are part of the accounts, and I don't know, the culture of the accounts as well. And then you guys can make, and I've seen like a kind of like a culture emerge amongst the militia as well. And, like, if I were starting out as a meme page admin today, I'd probably want to do something like this, because, like, you know so many people, you're connected with a lot of people, and you're part of something. Right now, one of the main problems in the meme community is that, like, there's way too many people, so there's no community that's holding everyone together. In 2015, it was different. Right now, you can create your own meme community by being in the militia, I think. Now, why should you join? You can as I've said before, you can utilize the large audience that I have, the large amount of followers, and yeah, that's basically it. It's just an asset that you have. Shoot, I forgot what. I forgot what that said. Oh yeah, you also have, like, an army of people that we have that can actually do things. So we like, the only reason why our raids work is because we have a lot of people who are invested in it and want to do it. So if we do something like that, then it works out. Another thing I'm thinking of is doing like weekly live streams for you guys. So maybe every other Friday, I could just do a live stream where I invite, like, Snavs on. We talk about things, and like, it could be like a cultural thing. Like, I'm open to hearing things, but the problem is I can't be extremely active in it, because there's just, like, it's like, I'd like to, but, like, there's so many things, like, a DM will get lost, like, a few minutes after it's sent, and it's really difficult to keep track of everything. So, like, the more structured it is, the more just like, okay, every Friday I know we gotta do a live stream, and maybe every Monday we do like a Discord talk, like something like that. It'll be a better way to communicate, not like through DMs and stuff. Now, let's look at the other one. So, like, yeah, weekly Discord or game day, where, like, if you want to play like a, I don't know, PUBG or something like that, you just come onto the Discord and we like exchange info, and we could do that. That could be like fun. And plus, I might start a Twitch up, so we could add that as well. Yeah, that's most of the stuff that I'm thinking of. Like, problem is, I'm just one person, so I can't think of all the ideas. So like if you have anything else, just like bring it up in the militia. Like, here's the thing, I can't manipulate it myself. You're gonna need to do it. You're gonna need to be self-sufficient yourself, and you're gonna need to like start this out. You're gonna need to agree with other people in the militia, and you're gonna need to like create an order by yourself through voluntary like decisions. It can't be just me like pulling the strings. The only things that I can really do are here's what the only thing I'm gonna be able to do. I'm gonna be able to provide like an official source for something. Like, if you say like, oh, is this something we should do, then I can say, okay, yeah. But you don't need to do that all the time. Like, I think that this only really applies to like leaders of the militia. And okay, here's one of the big problems I've seen. You guys can't find leadership. So what I've thought is like a good way we can solve this is have like a 1 to 2 week election cycle, or let's say a 2-week election cycle, where you guys come to like a consensus of, okay, let's choose like one of these Snavs to be our leader. Choose that Snav, or like you choose a few. You have a few choices for me, and then I put it on my story, and we see which one gets chosen. And the person who gets chosen, he gets to lead the militia for like 2 weeks, and then after that 2 weeks, the election cycle starts again. So I think that's something we really need to do to have the militia like work out. But yeah. And here's another thing. You have that guy who's the leader of the militia, and that guy also brings a few, like 3 different people he knows to lead it as well. Now, so here's some current problems. I can't really respond to Instagram or Snapchat DMs. There's too many. I've tried, but it's not gonna really work out. So like email, that works, or like, as I said before, talking like on these specific days, like live stream days or Discord days, we could do that. And I can't organize everything, so yeah, and I think I've explained that pretty well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much most of it. Like, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and like if you have anything else to add, just let me know in the comments again. And oh yeah, okay, one more thing. So if you guys are interested in like Goosnav lore and all that stuff, I'm thinking of, well, for one, I've gotten a lot of it, so I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. But I made a new website. It's in my Instagram link, or yeah, Instagram bio. And I'm thinking about making one site in that website that's just dedicated to all the lore, and then you can just like give me what your Instagram username is, and I'll credit like who made the lore. And if we could just like create like a giant scroll of that, it could be it could be nice. If you want to like create like memes associated with the lore, I'm gonna be really inclined to like repost those. And if you just want to create stories, then like put in the history Discord, and I'll try and I could make videos of them, or I could put them on my website. So yeah, like if you guys want to be part of the lore, then yeah, just let me know. And yeah, thanks guys. This has been a really the Militia is a really interesting place, and I really appreciate all of you guys for wanting to be a part of it. Yeah, and hopefully it continues on longer. But yeah, just at the beginning of the Militia, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it was gonna last a week. Like, it started up and we got a few members, and I was like, okay, they're gonna lose interest, and then we're gonna fall down in like a week. But then it lasted over 3 months. Like, that's insane, guys. Like, that's quite an achievement. And yeah, I think that if we play it smart, and if you guys really want to do it, then we can make it last longer. So thanks for joining, and till next time, see you later, guys.